Hey y'all, it's Sean, and thank you for being here. I hope you're going to like today's video. We're going to continue working on the Chevy S10 2002 Hot Wheels truck, and today we're going to be giving her a bit of a facelift. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So here we have our little Chevy S10, and if we get up here close and we take a look at this front grille, you can see that in many places it is starting to, well, it has faded away, right? And it's kind of rough too. So from what I've seen, this is pretty common with most of these on these little grills. So the idea today is we're going to take that grill off, we're going to sand it up a little bit, we're going to paint it up with some rattle can spray paint, and then we're going to put her back on. So let's get started. So one word before I begin. I'm not going to film, or I'm not going to try to tell you how to take the grill off and all that kind of process. I just watched a few videos on YouTube. I feel fairly confident that I can do it, but I'm no expert in this regard by any means. So I'm just going to do that and share it with you. Like I said before in one of my other videos, I'm just a guy in his garage trying to make this truck look better. Alright, let's get to it then. Alright, so I have moved to the backyard because it's only like 9:15 in the morning, but it is already too hot just out there in the direct sunlight. So I'm back on the back patio. The grill here is dried off because it dries very quickly in the Texas sun. And I'm just going to do some sanding on these areas that are really weather baked. Essentially, I think my plan is I'm going to use some 150 grit sandpaper to start off with. And I'll switch to some 400 grit sandpaper, and then I'll finish off with, my favorite, steel wool. And to give me a little bit of some sanding block, so to speak, so that I don't just do the fingerprint thing, I've got what is essentially here a dry sponge from the kitchen. So I'm just going to wrap the paper around that. That's going to be my sanding block, and I'm just going to sand on these areas that look bad. Now the areas that don't look so bad, back here where the sun really hasn't touched, I'll probably just hit those with the steel wool. Again, for this kind of stuff I use quadruple aught or 4/0 steel wool, just to give a little bit of tooth on it so that the spray paint will stick better. So I'm going to start on that, and when we're done, we'll tape up this chrome. Well, when we're done, I'm going to wash it all off again good. Then we'll cover up this chrome, and then we'll get to the actual painting. That's all dried off, and I've put some tape over the chrome parts that I don't want painted, and it's ready to start painting. So the paint I'm going to be using is this Grille Fusion all-in-one. It says it's metallic dark metal, and it's good for all surfaces and also good for being outside. If you put it up here next to this original color, I can see it's quite a bit lighter, and it does have, if you look at the cap, it does have a little sparkle to it. But it was the closest thing I could find at two different, big box home improvement stores that I went to. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to give it a try with this. I'm going to do a little test on this bottom part here, just to see how it looks. And it looks pretty good. So, first coat, here we go. Well, I waited a few minutes after putting on that coat, so this is going to be our second coat. So it's time for coat number 3. Okay, fourth and I think probably final coat. Alright, it's been about 9 hours since we took the grill off this morning and started doing the painting and so forth. I have it right here. I have already put on the marker lights. So let's put this on the truck and see if we can get everything buttoned back together. Okay, I'm going to try just a different approach. I'm having difficulty getting that headlight in. There's a couple of little, well, let me show you here. There's a couple of little prongs here that have to go into a certain area, and the grill itself is making it difficult for me to get those in. So I'm going to try putting these on first and then snapping the grill in place. Alright, we got the grill back on her. I think it's time for some beauty shots. Alright, well, I'm very happy with that result. I think we're going to call that good. I really do appreciate you hanging out with me today as we work on the little Chevy S10 Hot Wheels truck, and I hope I see you on the next video. Take care.